when things get difficult. So the child changes. Quietly, slowly, invisibly. They learn when to speak and when to stay quiet. When to help and when to disappear. When to be useful and when not to be a problem. This is not weakness. This is survival. The child becomes easy. Easy to manage. Easy to praise. Easy to depend on. And somewhere along the way, they stop listening to their own needs, because needing starts to feel dangerous. So they become low maintenance, independent, mature. But inside they are still a child, still wanting to be held, still wanting to laugh loudly, still wanting to cry without being ashamed, still wanting to feel safe without having to earn it. So those parts get tucked away, stored deep inside. And this is how a child becomes emotionally invisible. They swallow their anger. They minimize their sadness. They hide their fear. From the outside, it looks like calm. From the inside, it feels like weight. A quiet, constant heaviness that never fully goes away. That child grows up. They become the adult who feels older than their age. Tired, even when nothing is physically wrong. Always carrying something no one else can see. They become the listener, the supporter, the emotional anchor, the strong one. But they don't know how to rest. They don't know how to receive. They don't know how to need. Because their nervous system learned long ago that needing leads to disappointment, that resting invites danger, that softness comes with loss. So even in peaceful moments, they stay alert, waiting for the shift, waiting for the tension, waiting for something to go wrong. In relationships, they are drawn to people who need saving, people who are unavailable, people who are wounded. Because helping feels familiar, because being needed feels safe, because being equal feels unfamiliar. So they give, and give, and give, until they disappear inside the relationship. They confuse love with responsibility. They confuse connection with caretaking. They confuse intimacy with emotional labor. They become very good at understanding others, and very far away from themselves. This is the cost of growing up too fast. Quiet exhaustion, invisible tension, a life of always holding, but rarely being held. But this is not a life sentence. Healing begins when you realize the truth. You were not mature. You were overwhelmed. You were not independent. You were unsupported. You were not strong. You were surviving. Your nervous system did exactly what it needed to do to keep you alive. But you don't have to live that way anymore. You are allowed to need. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to receive. You are allowed to be soft. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to be human. If you were a child who had to grow up too fast, nothing is wrong with you. Your system adapted beautifully to survive. And now, you are allowed to finally live.